So it's been a few weeks since I've sat down in front of a camera, so I am a little rusty, but what's up everybody? Murder of Birds here. Welcome back to the channel, and I'm finally back home. I'm back in the States. I'm back in the comfort of my setup. For those of you who don't know, I spent the last 6 weeks or so out in good old Canada visiting my girlfriend who I hadn't seen in almost 2 years because of quarantine and the pandemic. Being in Canada outside of the US for the first time, meeting her family, going sightseeing, having great food, and enjoying myself kind of being in a new environment, being in her environment, spending time with her, meeting Hunter and all that stuff, which was great. But I'm finally back home because while I was there, Rooster Teeth dropped a trailer for a new 2D animated RWBY series that is going to be premiering this weekend that a lot of people still don't know about. So hopefully me recording this reaction and talking about it will get people hyped and excited and up to date on current things. But before I jump into that, I do want to make a public service announcement because even to this day, there are still some people that don't know. I had someone in my stream yesterday asking me about it, about RWBY Volume 9. When is RWBY Volume 9 coming out? When can we expect RWBY Volume 9 to come out? Rooster Teeth has tweeted about this. I've made a video covering it, but because, again, this is kind of reinforcing RWBY news and, you know, RWBY relevancy into the ether, I do want to make this perfectly clear, so spread the word. RWBY Volume 9 has been delayed. It will not be coming out in 2021. It will be coming out at some point in 2022. We do not know the month, the day. We just know that it's coming out next year. So it is not coming out October, November, or December. So spread the word, share it to as many people as possible so there's less confusion out there. But in place of that, typically RWBY volumes air around this time, but Rooster Teeth has decided to come forth with a new 2D animated series called RWBY Fairy Tales. And that might sound familiar because last year they released this book, RWBY Fairy Tales of Remnant, written by E.C. Myers, the same lad that did the RWBY novels, the 3 of them that are currently out. I have the other one in my house somewhere. I don't know where it is, but After the Fall, Before the Dawn, and the RWBY Roman Holiday with Roman and Neo. So these were actually, this was adapted, this was released last year, 12 chapters focusing on lore, world building, and overall giving us more context to the world of Remnant and some of the fairy tales that we've never heard of before, compared to some of the ones that we've heard of in the show, like The Tale of the Two Brothers, The Girl in the Tower, The Tale of the Four Seasons. And with 12 chapters in total, Rooster Teeth decided, hey, you know what Japan does? They animate manga into animation adaptations. They should probably do it with this, and that is in fact what they're doing with this for 6 chapters at the very least. Hopefully they do a second half with the other 6 chapters, and God in heaven, please, if anyone at Rooster Teeth is watching this, please adapt these books. Please adapt Roman Holiday and After the Fall and Before the Dawn and any other books that you decide to do, a Team Stark book, an Ironwood book, an Adam Taurus book, of any type of lore that you want to expand on outside of the show. I feel like we as fans would greatly appreciate it, and there's definitely going to be a lot of people that are going to check out this series who have never read the book, so it kind of reinforces and kind of gets more people under the same umbrella of knowledge for the RWBY series, because not everyone wants to like watch a book, read a soundtrack, listen to a movie. And I just think it would be a great idea to just have everything ultimately adapted. The 2D team would still be getting paid, the 3D team would still be getting paid, RWBY content would still be coming out, people will still be first members, yada yada yada. So the book has a total of 12 chapters that focus on a variety of different fairy tales, those being The Warrior in the Woods, The Man Who Stared at the Sun, The Shallow Sea, The Hunter's Children, The Indecisive King, aka The King, the Crown, and the Widow, The Grim Child, The Judgment of Faunus, The Infinite Man, The Two Brothers, The Story of the Seasons, The Girl in the Tower, and The Gift of the Moon. I highly recommend, if you have not checked out this book, pick it up. A lot of lore, a lot of world building. If you can, get the audiobook. Shannon McCormick performs some of the scriptures as Ozpin himself, which is always a treat to hear. And Ozpin is also, I believe, going to be narrating or commentating to a degree the chapters of the 2D animation, so that's great as well. But yeah, RWBY is going to have a 2D animated series, and it starts this weekend. Believe it or not, a lot of people don't know about that, but it's going to start on Saturday, October 30th for first members, and then 24 hours later on the Rooster Teeth website, October 31st, also Ruby Rose's birthday, for the general public. So there's going to be a 24-hour exclusivity gap, so not that far between everyone having all the information at the same time, which is great. And they already told us what the first 6 chapters are going to be. Chapter 1 is going to be The Grimm Child, which premieres tomorrow, and that one's very exciting. We have a brand new Grimm in that one. Chapter 2 is The Huntsman's Children, which this was the chapter that they premiered at RTX this past year, RTX 2021. They premiered this chapter, so I already recorded my reaction, and like that's the first episode that I watched, and maybe other people too if they ended up recording the reaction at the time. Chapter 3, The Shallow Sea, which was teased during Volume 3. Chapter 4, The Indecisive King, which all I'm gonna say is there's allegedly one of the 4 relics featured in this, and its ability is pretty interesting. Chapter 5, The Girl in the Tower, which seems like it's gonna be an adaptation of the Lost Fable story of Salem in her tower during Volume 6. And Chapter 6, The Warrior in the Woods, which is actually the first chapter of the book, which features a silver-eyed warrior. So most of these chapters are actually the first 6 chapters of the book, so shout out for consistency there. But yeah, I'm going to be checking out this trailer, which is probably going to give us a little bit of a sneak peek of what we can expect. So I really hope you guys enjoy it. For those of you guys who don't know about it, get hyped. For those of you guys who are looking forward to it, let me know your thoughts in the comments, what you're looking forward to with the series itself, my reactions, anything else like that. But yeah, overall, let's check this out. Thank you guys all so much for the support. As always, leave your thoughts in the comments down below, and without further ado, let us begin. Alrighty, everybody, we're going to be checking out RWBY Fairy Tales official trailer. Now, depending on how long, it's literally 1 minute, depending on how much they show, I might do like an after parts after the reaction, maybe with just screenshots and talking over certain things that I think, or speculating on what they're going to prefer to show based on what I've read in the book. So we'll be checking that out as well if that comes to pass. But anyways, we're going to be checking this out in 3, 2, 1, now.
What?
Oh,
is your favorite fairy tale?
Osmond! Oh, this is the huntsman. Oh, the king! The indecisive king? Okay. A RWBY anthology series.
Our world has a long history.
Oh, the relic of choice!
Past.
The sand? Oh, that's the god of animals! Ozma!
Danger surrounds us on all sides.
Oh, shit. Yeah, that's the relic of choice!
We do have stories.
Oh, yeah. The stories that started it all.
Stories of horror.
Oh, that's that the Grimm Child?
Experience the world
Salem?
outside, but she was his prisoner.
Told like never before. Yeah, 2D.
But we're not supposed to go in there.
Yeah, that's the Grimm Child.
If we stick together, we can
Wow.
overcome
So this is the one that we watched at RTX. That's the god of animals. That's the faunus story.
Or our future. One thing is certain. It is stories
Ooh.
that will endure.
Yep, there it is. Wow, that was quick AF. What the hell? Hold on, let's run that back. Holy shit, that's a lot going through. So this is the story of the Grimm Child. So I think these are the first 6 chapters of what they tweeted about the first 6 chapters, because we didn't see the Infinite Man, we didn't see the Man Who Stared at the Sun, the Gift of the Moon. With the exception of the Girl in the Tower, all of these other chapters take place between chapters 1, 2, 3, 4, and 6. So that obviously that's Salem, the girl in the tower. Wow, so we might get some added context to how exactly Ozma went through and saved her. Because in the show, it's just kind of like he walked in there, killed one dude, and then freed her, and that was it. This fairy tale, however, this fairy tale here, actually, let me switch my scene. Yeah. All right, so this is a little bit better. So this fairy tale, this is the Huntsman's Children. This is what they showed us at RTX. So this is the one, I already recorded my reaction to this. They did a really great job. This is where I got a first sense of like the 2D animation, which is very similar to that of like Camp and Nomad of Nowhere, but also the storytelling aspect of something like the World of Remnants that we're familiar with in previous volumes. So that's okay, so this is the Indecisive King, aka the crown, the king, the crown, and the widow. And that crown that he puts on his head, that is the crown of, oh my god, that's so good. This is presumably the crown, the relic of choice. So that's one of the that's the relic that Salem can't find. And spoiler alert, jump like 20 seconds if you don't want to hear what I'm about to say. In the fairy tale book, apparently putting that crown on your head gives you visions of the future. So yeah, and hence his indecisiveness, because he doesn't know whether to how to like go through with something or how to prevent something based on the vision that he sees, and hence that's why he becomes indecisive, and so on and so forth. So this is the god of animals. This right here, so coming back to this one right here, this God of Animals one might be huge because based on the surroundings of this environment, I feel in my heart of hearts that like this location here, the sand, the trees, this might be where the team goes, like where Team RWBY and company goes when they fall through, like Do Not Fall, like when they fall through the void and they end up on that mysterious island. Because in the book, there are illustrations, like giant seashell illustrations. I'll try to put it on the screen so you guys can get a better representation. But I mentioned this in my Volume 8 review of the finale chapter when we saw the island. But there are some like giant seashells that are illustrated in the chapter in the book. But there are also giant seashells present on the island when you go back and you watch that scene, whether it's Volume 8 end credit scene or the Volume 9 teaser trailer, teaser snippet of Volume 9 on the island. So this is the God of Animals. So there's the God of Light, the God of Darkness, and the God of Animals. So, and this is like based on the origin of the faunus, the Shallow Sea. So this is Ozma. So this is like the king's like going crazy with visions and like things that he's witnessing based on wearing the crown. This is again the Huntsman's Children. I don't know what the oh, I see what's happening now. So Ozma, I think, is getting these letters, and then when you jump up to this part right here, you see all like the paper airplanes. I think Salem is sending paper airplanes with messages out into the world, and Ozma's finding them and learning how to get to her to save her. So that's interesting. And then this right here kind of looks like maybe Ozma and his gang, because these soldiers look like the soldiers that Ozma fought in Volume 6 to free Salem from her, like that one guy that he like vaporized with his scepter. So we might actually see the assault. We might see Salem's father and how she actually got freed. The Grimm child is really cool. Obviously, the girl in the tower, how she becomes Salem is going to be very interesting. The Indecisive King got fucking old real quick. Oh, man. Yeah, this is really, really cool. Yep, there it is, the Grimm child. Ah, man, I'm super, super stoked to see these. Yeah, so you also see, yep, so that right there just showed this scene right here. Also, the God of Animals, humans, faunus, and then the Shallow Sea. It turns you into what you actually are. So the humans are scared and they run off, and the people that want to be what they want to be become animals, and hence the Shallow Sea, because humans were so shallow with the people that changed and like cursed them off and stuff like that. At least that's one of the adaptations of the story of the faunus. You know, don't take these fairy tales as fact. Again, some of these are fables, some of them are myth. There's a bit of truth in all of them, but it really depends on how you slice it. And I'm also wondering if this tree has anything to do with the Volume 9 Tree of Life, like the Tree of Life that people are claiming. The giant tree that was shown in the end credits of Volume 8. So there you have it. October 30th on the Rooster Teeth site for first members, October 31st for everyone else, so 24-hour exclusivity, which I think is the right way to go. Like I mentioned, they've only showed half of the stories, so I don't know if they're gonna air this for the next 6 weeks, and then like around the holidays and New Year's they'll stop, and then after the holidays and New Year's they'll continue with the other 6 episodes, because we still don't know when Volume 9 is gonna premiere. And I really think it would be odd if they waited an entire calendar year. Like what is RTX without the latest season of RWBY? You know what I mean? Granted, we didn't get RTX the last 2 years, so the last 2 seasons of RWBY. The only thing I can think of is if they do decide to hold off RTX until, if they do decide to hold off RWBY until next October, November, at least they'll have like a substantial thing to show at RTX. Like maybe they'll show the full first episode or something like that, or a character trailer if they have something cooked up. But I really feel like after the fairy tales, this might end in February, March, and then RWBY will go on from like March to the summer. But then that would just screw up their entire structured schedule planning for how RWBY traditionally comes out in the fall. So I don't know how they're gonna run this, but overall, I'm super stoked. I'm super excited for how all of this is gonna fare. Let me know what you guys think about this as well, for those of you especially who've never read the book, If you guys are seeing this for the first time, let me know your thoughts about it in the comment section down below. It starts tomorrow, so Chapter 1, The Grim Child, will be airing tomorrow on the Rooster Teeth website. For first members, I'll be recording my reaction as soon as I can, and it should go live the following day once the episode is available to the general public, aka October 31st, Halloween, Ruby's birthday. So yeah, that's everything from me. Thank you guys all so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Leave your thoughts in the comments down below, and I will see you guys all in the next one. Take care.